let me introduce our next speaker, who is a very special person. Of course, you are all, and we are all very special, but he also has another special project to have introduced in this session. I think it will be just the best fit and also the best final presentation of this session, because maybe if we met a lot of creative people, I think Leonard is among those who definitely met the most of these creative educational leaders, because he has a project to put together a very special book, a very special collection of educational projects, creative educational projects all around the world, just to showcase what's going on in creative education and creative tendencies worldwide. The floor is yours, Leonard. Please introduce us this inspiring project as the coronation of this conference and of this session. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody at this year's online conference, Creative Education in the New Normal. I'm really excited to share my, let's name it, private passion project, Classroom Thinktank, with all of you at this year's Innovation Day, actually, and Creativity Day. So my name is Leonard Sommer. As mentioned, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a professor or education expert. Since I'm an entrepreneur in the creative industries for more than 25 years, I've always been dependent on creative problem-solving skills daily. So since 2015, I'm also a member of the board of Education Y, which is actually a mass-scaling platform for German schools to put children in charge of their own learning and to enable each of them to develop essential social and emotional skills. And Education Y has applied this peer-based approach to parenting and to wider education, the ecosystem of teacher education, to almost, I think it's about 1,500 schools actually in Germany. So what about my kids actually? Marlon and Mila, they are today 13 and 15 years old. They are growing up in, without question, the most rapid period of change in human history. They differ from former generations in many aspects. They've grown up with digital technology, taking it for granted, having learned how to use it from infancy. They've only ever known a world that changes hour to hour, second to second, and innovation to innovation. For everybody at this conference, this is not at all a surprise. Corona did put the pressure on all education systems of the world. We all know creativity has become more important than ever. Schools will need to change dramatically within the next years to stay relevant, to say the extreme. This transformation needed is not only about technology, it's about creating a new culture. It doesn't matter if we're talking about on-site or remote learning, teachers will need to become architects and facilitators of creative learning environments and be able to foster collaborative cultures and problem solvers. They will need to learn to coach for talent and passion. I mean, most of you doing that already, but taking out of the window, at least in the class of my parents, it's pretty heavy that there's almost nothing about that. Come to the project actually in 2014, when I graduated with an executive MBA. My master thesis at the Berlin School of Creative Leadership focused on one question that I always asked me as a creative. So how to foster creativity in 21st century education? This is actually also the big topics that you already been involved in the last years. And from this central question, the book and private passion project was born. Using my background in creative consulting and innovation, I started the project Classroom Thinktank, a project to encourage and enable dialogue and the resources to be shared between creative industries and education. Classroom Thinktank was a great trip around the world. My curiosity brought me to so many people who had been open to share their time, secrets, and ideas. Since then, I've asked more than 100 creatives and education futurists in 35 countries to inspire parents, teachers, principals, and school leaders to rethink 21st century education. We just go back to the slide to tell you a little bit about my traveling. So actually, I started in Stuttgart, where our agency is then been in Berlin, sometimes New York, Los Angeles, Melbourne, Sydney, Shanghai, Tokyo, just to meet so great minds who shared their ideas about education, about their vision, about what they think and their opinion about 21st century education, how it should be in the future. But before you will be the first one who will see the book, let me give the children the possibility to present.
How can an education system designed for the industrial age still be relevant in the 21st century? Let's take a look at some numbers. 65% of today's children will grow up to work in jobs that don't yet exist. 60% of managers see creativity as tomorrow's most important skill, but 85% believe that creativity is suppressed in schools. Come to inspire a vision of schools that foster creativity, with room for children's minds to develop outside-of-the-box thinking, with teachers who guide creativity instead of conformity, with lessons that prepare them for the unexpected as well as the expected. I want to know, what could the education system learn from the creative industry?
Even if the book creation is still work in progress, I'm happy to share with all of you exclusively an outlook on an outstanding book that includes tech to make it more exciting, at least a little gadget. The cover is using augmented reality, and with a smartphone you will be able to see not only one, but 27 covers. Let me try to show this to you. So take the smartphone, and then you see with the QR code all those covers. And by the way, I invite all of you to share your cover design idea with me. Please create one and send it if you're an artist or not. Everything is allowed, because right now we have not enough covers. So I would be really amazed if I could include your creation as well. In the inside then, actually, there will be all covers presented, and your cover could be a part of this. So let me give you a chance to take a look at some selected pages and to understand the main content buckets of the book. Classroom Thinktank will bring together a compact analysis and the expert's opinion of the challenge. The book brings together relevant research insights and inspiring statements from well-known thought leaders. This, for example, is, I'm not a thought leader, but this is my personal research that I did for the MBA. It's actually was done with a class, and the class needed to define the barriers to creativity in schools and also need to work out how to promote creative thinking. So they actually defined criteria. And after this, I asked 430 leaders, children, teachers, professors, and creatives to rank these criteria to find out what might be the most important and for everybody, if he was in school in the past or if it's in school right now. So on more than 300 pages at the end, and the trailer we spoke about 240, but it's 300 so far, with an exciting and creative design. Numerous creatives from all over the globe share their ideas about change. Did you ever think about the influence of an inspiring environment or the power of a new organizational design? The most of you are experts, so you know better than me that a risk-taking culture is essential for new ideas. So this is interesting as well. This is an essay of Keith Reinhardt. He's the chairman emeritus of DTB. It's one of the biggest creative agency on the globe, actually, and he shared and transferred his culture, the DTB culture, to potential culture in school. What if teachers become creative leaders? Another topic. And parents create a nurturing environment at home. Another essay from Patrick Newell. Classroom Thinktank brings on stage 16 interesting and inspiring methods. You just pick out some of these. You might know the World Cafe method. Design thinking is familiar to most of you. Futuropoly is pretty interesting, or what about gaming in schools? Explained are these methods by the creators and creative minds who are successfully using these for the inspiration of their teams if they want to achieve creative excellence. Readers will find insights about alternative assessment models inspired either by principles of creative award shows or creative assessment frameworks by professional educationists. Finally, the book features 6 outstanding schools, already proving that a new path is really worthwhile for all the children, parents, and teachers who are learning together here with creativity, fun, and enthusiasm. 6 school leaders from the USA, Canada, Japan, Sweden, and Finland share their secrets and insights about their innovative educational approach. Just to name these, it's the Blue School from New York City, it's the Iowa Big Project School in the USA, then the Blue Sky School in Ottawa from Canada, the Tokyo International School founded by Patrick Newell in Japan, Tokyo, and the Vitra Tilpan School in Sweden, and finally the Jyväskylä School in Finland. That's, for me, it's pretty hard to pronounce, sorry for that. Schools where I learned that already today they create an environment where creativity can bloom, allowing students to discover what they enjoy to finally develop their individual creative, academic, or artistic skills.